Our first 2026 FIFA World Cup Qualifier game is today against Gabon. Are we going to take maximum points? Kenya, FIFA World Cup. Tutafika kweli? Our first 2026 FIFA World Cup Qualifier game is today against Gabon, away. And, well, here are my predictions. So to start off, we talked about the squad that was called up, our final squad for the two games, Gabon and Seychelles. If you haven't checked out that video, do check it out. We'll put the link somewhere up here. Going into the game against Gabon, we have defensive issues. We have a striker, Michael Olunga, who's not doing too well internationally and has been criticized. So there'll be a bit of pressure over there. We have Benson Omala, who has come and replaced Moses Shuma, so there'll also be some pressure there. He might not even play, depending on how the game actually goes and the pressure Coach Firat would be facing. So for those who don't want to watch the whole video, just for those who want to skip, basically, I don't think Kenya is going to get a win at Gabon, against Gabon. Reason being, our friendly matches weren't that strong. I'd have to be completely honest. No disrespect to the teams, Qatar, Russia, no disrespect, but I think, you know, a friendly and now FIFA World Cup qualifiers, because that's big, yeah. There's a lot of tension, there's a lot of anxiety, so it's not the same kind of atmosphere as a friendly match. However, we did pretty well. I think one of the things that will hinder us from doing pretty well in these qualifiers is the fact that we didn't utilize our friendlies well in terms of identifying which players gel or which players work best with who. Calling up different players, it's not just a case of going out there and getting the win. I think Coach Firat was too pressured, and if you watch those games, you'd see even the substitutions made when, you know, a lot of substitutions were made late, or there were even really few. You find even, like, for example, the game against Russia changed their whole squad in the second half, whereas we made just, I think, 3 or 4 changes, if I'm not wrong. And so there was a lot of pressure to get results in friendly matches instead of utilizing them to, you know, to just see and examine your team properly and evaluate the players properly. And so that's one thing about the players called up. A comment was actually made regarding the squad, because there's someone who actually said the team, there are no changes. And so I feel for Coach Firat, there's a lot of pressure even when it comes to friendly matches and the likes. And so going into now the qualifiers, he's just going to go with the simple, he played safe. So that's why the players called up, and we mentioned and we talked about it in the video, the players called up are pretty much the same. You know, nothing changes if nothing changes. I don't think we're going to do too well against Gabon, maybe Seychelles. The best case scenario, considering it's also their first game, the first 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, we hope that they would have a lot of, you know, tension, anxiety, and so best case scenario is probably a draw, to be honest. Seychelles is now where we need to go and just beast. So the other thing is, unlike Russia, where the players went to Turkey, the game was played in Turkey, they went in advance, pretty well in advance, yeah. And against Gabon, it's just, you know, they went the previous morning, which is Wednesday morning, and the game is the next day. So I feel like in terms of preparations, we could have done slightly better. So I'm hoping that, I mean, best case scenario against Gabon, at least against Gabon, is a draw. And so yeah, that's it. Actually, do comment what you think about the game. It's going to be an exciting one nonetheless. It's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a good game. And yeah, exposure. As always, do check out our other social media platforms at LFB Love Football. Do like this video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, support Kenyan football. We out.